All right, welcome. Today, we are jumping headfirst into a concept from the Zohar that is, well, it's absolutely breathtaking. It's a vision that takes a story we all think we know and just blows it up into a cosmic blueprint. We're about to go on a journey from a single stone in the desert all the way to a living, breathing, supernal metropolis that literally powers all of reality.
So it all starts right here, with this one startling line from the Zohar. We all know the story. Jacob lays his head on a stone, he dreams of this incredible ladder to heaven, and he wakes up and says, "This is the house of God." But the Zohar stops us right there and says, hold on, look closer, think bigger. It clarifies that this Beit Elokim, this house of God, is the Kiryat Melech Rav, the city of the great king. Now this isn't just a tiny change in words. This is a completely new lens for viewing the entire universe.
So how in the world do we get from a simple house to a cosmic city? Well, we're going to follow the blueprint. First, we'll explore that incredible conceptual leap itself. Then, we're going to map out the city's actual architecture and see what it's made of. From there, we'll trace the divine power that fuels it. We'll watch it come alive as this dynamic metropolis, and then, and this is the best part, we'll discover how this huge cosmic city is also a map for the city inside each and every one of us.
Okay, so let's really dig into this foundational shift. This is the moment where it's like the camera pulls way back from a single point of connection, one man, one stone, to reveal an entire universe of structure and meaning. It's the leap from a personal little sanctuary to a universal operating system.
I mean, the sheer scale of this upgrade is just staggering. A house of God. Okay, that suggests a single place, right? A holy node where heaven and earth can meet. It's powerful for sure, but it's still just one point. But a city of the great king? Whoa, that implies a completely different order of reality. It means structure, governance, infrastructure, a complex, integrated system with countless chambers and pathways. The Zohar is telling us that Jacob didn't just stumble upon some holy spot. He actually tapped into the very operating system of the cosmos.
And this, of course, leads us to the really big question. If reality is structured around this supernal city, this Jerusalem of above, what is it made of? What's its name in the language of Kabbalah, and how does it actually function? This is where the blueprint really starts to reveal itself.
And thankfully, the mystics don't just leave us guessing. They provide a detailed blueprint, and they identify this cosmic city with a specific, absolutely crucial component in the divine architecture we know as the Sefirot.
So the city has a name, Malchut, the kingdom. It's the 10th and final sefirah, the culmination of the entire divine process. You know, if the higher Sefirot are the thoughts and emotions of the king, Malchut is his throne, his kingdom. It's the realm where his sovereignty becomes tangible reality. It's called Ha'eretz, the earth, because just like our earth receives rain and sunlight from above to produce life, the supernal city of Malchut receives the flow from all the higher worlds and makes it manifest. It is the interface between the infinite and the finite.
Now, to put this in more modern terms, just imagine a vast cloud computing architecture. The higher Sefirot are like the servers holding all the abstract data and potential. Malchut, our city, is the primary, operational metropolis where it all gets integrated. This is where the divine code is actually executed, where the applications run, and where God's will becomes a functional reality for all the lower worlds.
Of course, every city, I don't care if it's physical or digital, it needs a power source. It needs a constant stream of energy and data to sustain it, and the royal city of Malchut is no different. Its power comes from a source so sublime, it's described as a river flowing from Eden itself.
That source is the sefirah of Binah, or understanding. Binah is known as the supernal mother because it is the great womb from which all the lower 7 Sefirot, and by extension Malchut, are born and nourished. It's a boundless ocean of pure, expansive potential, an endless river of what the Kabbalists call rachamim, or flowing mercy. And this isn't just an emotion, it's the raw substance of creation, the lifeblood that powers the entire system.
So how does this immense power travel from the source all the way to the city? Well, it flows through this sophisticated network known as the 50 gates of Binah. Now, these aren't physical gates, they are 50 distinct channels of divine consciousness. Think of them like the fiber optic cables of the cosmos, each one carrying a unique stream of life-giving energy and wisdom from that infinite sea of Binah down into the structures of reality. And just to give you a sense of their profundity, the texts tell us that even Moses could only access 49 of these gates. The 50th remains the ungraspable essence of the divine mind itself.
What this shows us is this incredibly structured, top-down flow. At the highest level, you have Binah, the source, an endless wellspring of expansive mercy. This divine energy is then channeled through the 50 gates, and its ultimate destination is our royal city, Malchut. It is this influx that gives the city the life, the substance, and the structure it needs to govern all of existence. It's a perfect divine supply chain.
But this city isn't some static blueprint or just a passive receiver of energy. No, it's a living, breathing metropolis, and it's animated by the dynamic interplay of two fundamental, opposing, yet perfectly complementary forces. These two forces are rachamim, mercy, and din, judgment. The Kabbalists associate them with colors to help us visualize them. Rachamim is the pure, expansive white light flowing down from Binah, limitless, giving potential. In our tech analogy, this is the high-level, unrestricted processing power. But potential alone is formless. It needs din, the red light of judgment. Din is the force that structures, contains, and defines. It creates boundaries, forms, and laws. It's the regulated execution environment that takes the raw power of rachamim and gives it a specific, manifest form.
So try to imagine this visually. Picture this super eternal city just suspended in cosmic space. It's constantly being bathed in these soft, radiant waves of white light flowing down from above. But from within its own structures, its palaces and gates, there are sharp, brilliant flashes of red light, defining its architecture and regulating its systems. The city literally pulses with these two energies, not in conflict, but in a perfect, living harmony. This balance of giving and containing, of expansion and contraction, is what makes the city a stable, living, breathing entity.
To make this even simpler, let's think of it like a video game. Welcome to the magical kingdom city of Malchut. To thrive, the city needs two kinds of power. There's the kindness zone, which gets its energy from a flowing river of white light. This makes all the gardens grow and keeps everyone happy. Then there's the strength zone, built with focused red light. This makes sure the castle walls are strong and that all the rules are followed. And the whole point of the game isn't to pick one or the other, but to be the king or queen who keeps the white and red lights perfectly balanced. When you do that, the whole kingdom radiates a beautiful, harmonious glow.
But ultimately, this isn't just some abstract lesson in cosmic architecture. The Kabbalists reveal this blueprint for a reason. This grand, supernal city of Malchut, with its perfect balance of mercy and judgment, isn't just out there in some distant realm. It's also in here. It is the blueprint for a perfected human soul. And that brings us to the final, essential question this entire explainer has been building towards. If we have been given the divine engineering plans for a perfect, harmonious, and radiant city, how do we apply them? How do we build our own inner kingdom? How do we balance the white light of boundless compassion and giving with the red light of discipline, structure, and boundaries in our own lives, our families, and our communities to create that same beautiful, harmonious glow?
Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.